Hi guys. Hopefully you guys can hear me here and everything. Again, not the results again that we are looking for, right? Started really proud of the way that we started. Obviously, need to finish a heck of a lot better. Toledo made more plays than we did. Their staff did a great job putting their kids in position to be successful, and we got to do a better job, starting with myself and the rest of the staff, being better through the week of preparation and putting our kids in the best position to be successful, so we can win these games. Obviously, each and every single week, things are very challenging in this league, and doesn't get any easier next week. Big rivalry game. We got to defend our home turf and everything that goes into that. So we got to handle the preparation the right way and go about our business the right way so we can continue to improve and compete at a really high level next week.
All right, guys, let's open it up for some questions. Alan, if you can hear us, let's start with you.
Yeah, I got you. Coach, just talk about Finn and the day he was able to have, what he was able to do against you guys.
Yeah, I thought he did a good job extending plays. He had time to throw the ball. When we moved him off his spot, we didn't quite get him to the ground. And then I thought his wide receivers did a heck of a job in one-on-one situations. When he gave him a chance on good calculated shots down range, they made those plays. And the end result is a big-time day for him.
Yeah, it seemed like the first several TD passes were very similar, and that, like you said, he just kind of would throw it up, and it seemed like their receivers would adjust. Sometimes you guys didn't see it, or this, that, and the other. Is that pretty accurate? And how do you defend those plays well? I mean, they're kind of difficult.
Our kids are in a good position. They just got to do a great job looking back, tracking, leaning, playing through the defender, and playing the ball, so we can make those plays and end up on the right side of those things.
Obviously offensively it's 28-7, one play into the second quarter, and then you guys just struggled from that point on. What happened there?
Yeah, I thought we had we didn't do a good job with my calls on first and second down. It got us a little bit off rhythm, and being behind the sticks, it's always a hard spot to be. So I need to be better with the calls on first and second down so that our kids can execute them better and we can stay ahead of schedule the way that we did earlier in the game.
The passing game, I don't think you completed a pass in the second quarter. Is the stuff that they did, is taking what you get, that type of thing? What happened there?
I thought we, had some things that we really liked, and we just got to do a better job of playing catch and winning the one-on-one battles downrange.
Couple of situations where you had third and relatively longs and you end up running Coop. Sometimes those have worked in the past, obviously, but today they didn't. Talk about the play calls there and why they didn't work.
Yeah, I mean, again, it comes down to one-on-one matchups and the strategy of the game and where we're at in the field, thinking that we could chew some of that off and possibly go for it on fourth down a little bit there with the way that the game was going. Obviously, we didn't get the yards that we were looking for, and then it forces you in a situation where you got to punt.
Usually Coop, being as successful as he was running, opens things up in the passing game. It's kind of the way you guys operate. Why didn't that necessarily happen today, do you think?
Again, I thought we had good calculated shots, down range where we had one-on-ones, and maybe the location of the target and the throw was a little bit off, or we didn't quite come up with, the receptions that we typically do. But those are our playmakers on the edge, and those are one-on-one shots that we feel good about, and that we're going to continue to take them.
How big was the missed field goal? You're still, I believe that would have put you up at that point, and things just kind of went downhill from there.
I mean, anytime you get an opportunity to get points where you don't get it, that's big, right? That's like a turnover. And in all these games, you just want to continue to gather points wherever you can. So anytime that you have an opportunity to get them and you can't, it's going to take a little bit of the wind out of the sails.
Last one, just talk a little bit about Pope making some plays, especially early for you.
Yeah, it's great to have him back. He's an explosive playmaker. Tip of the cap to him and his work, and the work that he did to get back, and the athletic training staff for getting him back full speed. This is really kind of the first game where he had no limitation. So looking forward to having him the rest of the way. I'm
sorry, I got one last one, Coach. Just I know you haven't been around here for many of these, but not much success in Toledo. Obviously they're good every year. That's a big part of it. Just talk about, how hard it is to win there. And a day like this, when everything's going right and you think this is going to be your day, then all of a sudden things just don't go well from then on.
I think every day is going to be our day, Alan. And unfortunately, the ball didn't bounce our way enough. When you're going against a good program like this, that's had sustained success, and they've had continuity of leadership within their program for many years. They've been able to recruit at a high level. It's going to be a tough place to win, but those are the challenges that we need to embrace. And that's the type of program that we are building here, right? So we got to step up to the challenge, and we got to embrace that, not just today, but every single day of the week, so that we can go create our opportunities each and every single day.
Thanks, Coach.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, Alan. Let's go to Jack Bray from TV2 back in our homestead.
Yeah, coach, you got me.
I got you.
All right. Yeah. So Daquan Finn, we already talked about him a little bit. 3 for 6 touchdowns, also hurt you on the ground. Just what was he able to do to kind of open up the run game for them? They also gained 227 yards, kind of matched your production on the ground. Just what were they able to do well running the ball, especially with Finn?
Yeah, I mean, they did a good job controlling our front up front. I thought they did a good job, using kind of the nub sets and getting some big bodies into the boundary. And then, the one where he broke out for the long 27-yard gain and his touchdown rushing on the quarterback draw, they did a good job capturing our game, our D line game. And when every time, the game gets captured like that, it's going to leave an open running lane. And when you got a good player like Daquan Finn, he's going to take advantage of it. And we didn't do a good enough job, obviously, today containing him when he accounts for 7 touchdowns.
And just one more for me. You got off to the 21-0 start, but then they outscore you 52-10. Obviously, like you said, not the results you're looking for, not the finish you're looking for. So what can you take from today into these next couple games and just learn how to finish as a team?
Yeah, everything that we do every single day, Jack, we got to do at a higher level. We got to have a sense of urgency with everything that we're doing from Sunday through Friday and understand how that impacts and directly correlates to what the outcome is going to be on Saturday, right? So there's everything that we can take. Obviously, today's another work day, and there's a great piece of it and a great lesson that we can learn. Hey, when we start fast and we jump out of the team, we can't relax. The intensity can't go down, and we have to be able to, develop that elite winning mindset that when we have a team down, we keep them down. Because again, it's a good team, high character teams. Any team in this league, each and every single week, they're not going to quit. Every team in this league has been in 4-quarter fights. They play a brutal non-conference schedule, and they're used to being in battles where they get down, where they're going to continue to fight and fight and fight. And again, the character of the coaches and the teams in this league, including ours, is really, really high. So we have to learn that, even though you start fast, you got to finish strong, and shoot, last week we started slow, and our comeback attempt came up too short, and it was too little too late. So we got to take the lessons from everything that we've been able to do here the past 3 weeks and the whole season. And that's a culmination of how you get better week in and week out. You learn from the moments that you have, and you take those lessons, you take them to heart, so that every single moment that you get and opportunities that you get better, you apply them and you maximize those opportunities and you cherish the time, so you invest it wisely. So when you get the next game day opportunity, you are in fact better because you've invested your work throughout the week the right way.
Thanks, Coach.
Yes, sir.
We've got the Kent Stater here live in person. Guys, any questions for Coach?
Oh yeah, talk about that starting off. 3 drives, 21 points, in just over 3 minutes, and then obviously you mentioned last week how you weren't off so sorry. How are you able to get off the start this week?
The kids did a great job executing the plays that were called, and they had great focus and great intensity early on and executed the plan. And that was something that we just were a little bit off last week, and the kids did a great job of that this week.
And then you playing against the Max defensive passing team. How were they able to limit you? What did you see out there? Obviously, they held Cephas up until the end. They had him at 35 receiving yards until the last 3 minutes there. What were they able to do that you saw?
Yeah, I thought they did a good job with their front, applying some pressure. And again, whether it was the factors of the wind or whatever the case might be, the timing in our throw game was a little bit off because we had some good calculated shots downfield that we've typically made, in the weeks prior. So we just got to do a great job coming back to work, leaning into, our playmakers that we're going to, so we can get that right to where it needs to be.
One thing I saw was the kick return team getting a lot of big returns, helping out a lot. What did you see there?
Guys fighting and straining for one another.
And then one last question. You mentioned this a little bit. Just talk about what the deal is. You guys in games like that, 168 rushing yards, testament to his ability.
Yeah, he's a great player. I mean, anytime that he has the ball in his hands, we're better. And that was something last week when he only had 13 touches. That's on me. Looking at that, a good playmaker like that, we got to find ways to have him be impactful in the game and get him his touches, because when he gets them, he's going to have a positive impact on the game.
And let's go up to the radio booth. Tom, you have any questions for Coach?
Yeah, Coach, right before half, you got the 3rd and goal, a little bit of a chess match going on. They take a couple consecutive timeouts. Did you get the look you thought you were going to get coming out of that timeout?
We did the initial one.
Yeah,
the initial one. And then I think we caught him by surprise. So they used another one. Again, that's why Coach Cannell, he's a really good coach, right? Used the timeout wisely there. Good gamesmanship. Got a different look, got a different picture. And again, situation that we've been in there, knew that we were going to need points, right? So wanted to make sure that we took a good calculated shot there. Thought the kids executed it well, came away with 3 points. Then we come out in the second half and we get a stop. If we go score, we win the middle 8, right? And it's a different course of the ball game. So, proud of the way that our kids executed that piece of the game.
Coach, you guys get up and do so many really, really positive things early on, both offensively and defensively, and then it kind of turns for you. How much time do you spend on this tomorrow? How quickly do you put this to bed and start working on next week?
No, we're going to spend some time on this, right? I mean, this is a work day like any other. So you're going to assess the film. You're going to learn the lessons, the good, the bad, and the ugly. You got to spend time with it, right? I mean, and hopefully it hurts a little bit. If it hurts a little bit, that means you did it the right way. You're personally invested in it. You got skin in the game, right? So that pain we can't run from. That pain we have to learn from. And again, then we have to use that as fuel, as our fire, as we go forward into a really, really big week against a really tough opponent.
Thanks, Coach.
Yes, sir.
Last call for questions here for Coach. All right, Coach, thank you much. Let's get ready for school down the road.
Thanks, guys. Go Flashes.
Appreciate it, Coach.
Yep. Thank you.